Hey, what's up, guys? The leader of the RDH clan, RDH Vortex here, and you guys are not gonna believe this one. Yo, I got Mr XGN in my Xbox Live party, and he gave me permission to do this little interview with him, so I'm gonna ask him 4 questions. Alright, let's get down to it. Hey, Mr. XGN, can you please say hello?
Hey, what's up, man?
Alright, let's get down to the questions. Alright, you ready?
I'm absolutely ready.
Alright, number 1. What do you think originated the rumors with you and your clan?
Uh, which ones? There's so many. They come up with something like every 3 months. There's a new rumor. So let's start it off.
Alright, with you, what would be like, I don't know, maybe the sex offender rumors?
Yeah. I've thought extensively about that. I've really tried to put myself in the perspective of other people and try and see where they would get something like that. And the best case that I can say is that whenever I first joined gaming communities, I tried in 2007. I failed several times to get into KSI, and finally in 2008 I got in. And a leader known as Coltrane and another leader known as 77, they discovered my age after some time. I kept it private. I kept it as low key as possible. I was like 13 at the time. 2008. Yeah, I think I was 13. 13, 12, 14, somewhere around there. Anyways, they had me lie to be older, pretty much, so I could stay because I had already made it so far. I was up the chain. Like, from 2008 when I joined to 2010, I made it to the board of directors. So that shows you, like this is fact. Like, you can Google my gamer tag, or not Google, on Twitter, search my gamer tag and see, my promotion tweet to the board of directors. And, I got there so fast, and once they discovered my age, they were just shocked. Because my voice has always kind of been the same, and it's not super deep, it's not super high. And they were just like, you have to lie and be older. So I'm born April 9th, 1995. So they just kind of told me to move it to be April 9th, 1992. That makes sense? So I
Yeah.
was always a little older than what I actually was. So I assume that because I lied about my age and I was always older, when I would date people my age, how that would look, right? Like in real life. Like,
Yeah, I got
I
you.
can assume that when I was like 15, I dated someone that was also like 15. But if you switch up the birthdays from 95 to 92, that makes things totally different. It's no longer a 15-year-old dating a 15-year-old. You know what I mean? That's kind of
Yeah.
weird. So I just assume that it was that. Eventually, after I got old enough, I just said, screw it. I'm just going to give my own age. Uh, After I got out of KSI, I decided to keep it just because I had a lot of grown men. I had a lot of veterans. I had a lot of people that were like in their 40s and 50s that followed me. Even today, I do. And back then, making a community and telling these people, hey, trust me, trust your gaming experience with me. I couldn't just come out and say, hey, I'm like 15, follow me. You know what I mean? I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Because whether we like it or not, there's a stigma towards, younger leaders. And I knew I had to continue to lie about my age until I was at least older. Obviously time went on, and, I had to get sponsorships and, deals where they require your social security number and, stuff like that. But lying about my age just become an impossibility, right? Um, and, I just started coming out with it, that I was born in 1995, and, that's where I can assume, and I don't even know if that's why. It could also just be that people are mean and they just want to make up stuff, but that's the only thing I can think of, that's where it originated from or where it came from. But also, if you're new to gaming communities, right? Um, Almost every clan leader has been called a pedophile, and there's only one that I know of that's true. So yeah, we're not throwing
Yeah.
shade on anyone here. That's not what this is for.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, so there's been a few people that have even told me personally that you've lied and falsely advertised how many members you have. Let me ask you, how many members do you roughly have?
I would say roughly about 4,000.
Roughly 4,000. I've heard 12,000. Where did that number come from, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, so back in the day, um, when we first signed our sponsorships, etc., they asked us to kind of advertise our website users, right? And we were kind of marketing XGN as like a social network, right? So like Facebook will come out and say there's so many users, right? But how many people actually use that? You know what I mean? So right now we have over 70,000 users on our website. But we could, back then we went by the website users, that was 12,000.
Oh,
That's how
okay.
many users we
Okay.
had on the website.
I got you. So, is that probably why people say you lie about how many members are there and all that?
I could assume, yeah. I mean, I feel like that makes sense. I feel like the most we ever had was probably around like 6,500. That was
Yeah.
probably the Black Ops 2 Prime days. Obviously, the switch from 360 to Xbox One affected us heavily. But no, we're in a really good place, around 4,000 right now.
Okay, well that's good, dude. Final question. So, there's been like videos on it. There's been people that have told me personally stories. Is it true that higher ups in your clan are chosen by either their gender or some kind of favoritism reason?
Would that mean like chosen because they're like female or chosen because they're bigger?
Yeah,
Like what was
essentially,
that?
yeah.
Um, yeah, I have no idea where that would come from because everyone, my board is fairly diverse. My leadership is fairly diverse. Um, females that work hard like Bree and Harley and other people like that. Tex, females that work hard, make it to very high ranks and contribute heavily in departments and and stuff like that. Uh, I have tons of male leaders, obviously, just because the majority of the community is male. I feel like that's part of it. Um, yeah, we just really go by what you do and how much time and effort and passion goes into what you're trying to do for XGN and TXO and Exile Syndicate as a whole. Um, I can't. I'm baffled on that one because I feel like we're one of the most diverse leadership groups out there.
Yeah, I got you. Do you feel like, to add on to the question, are you like entirely control? I mean, you have so many people. Are you entirely in control of something like that happening? Like, do you think maybe there's a small part of XGN that might be like that a little bit?
I feel that a lot of trust goes into leadership. We're not paying these people. We're not, they're donating their time, which is one of the most precious assets on earth. That's something that can't be gotten back. Um, we have to go on their word a lot of times in good faith, and sometimes the bad seeds make it to leadership. It's bound to happen. It's rare. We hate when it does happen. Sometimes, they make it there, and then we have to come up with this elaborate plan of how we're going to try and correct them. Or, the last thing we want to do is have to kick out, anyone, but especially someone that's put a lot of time and effort. But we try and ensure that people that are corrupt or people that, may not do things by our handbook or our standards that we set across, get pointed out and get replaced. We've even made forms that are way, public for the public to report members. If you or anyone watching, come across a member that they felt or they've heard that was, doing things wrong or incorrectly or breaking our code of conduct or terms of use, you can actually report that person at exile.gg/report. And we urge all of our members that, may discover something they can report anonymously. They can do a lot. And I just feel that we're always on the search for anyone that's not doing things correctly.
Alright, thank you for your time. Thank you for this video, honestly. It was an honor meeting you.
Hey, for sure, man. I'm glad I got to do it. I'm glad I got to meet you. I look forward to watching it, and I just hope this kind of clears up any rumors or something. Something. I hope it helps something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Honestly, I was like confused about a lot of this stuff myself, so I don't know. It's good to just talk to you first, I guess, like face to face.
Of course, brother.
Alright, thank you.
Sure.
Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, RDH for life.